If you've kept up with me for any time, you'll know that I love made in Japan Stratocasters, Fenders in general, and I just got this one about a couple weeks ago. It is an E-Series, E8, something or other, Strat. It's a ST67, and it's really pretty cool. It's modeled after a 67 Strat, big headstock, just really cool. The neck is really thin, about the thinnest neck I've ever played on a Strat, but it's really pretty cool. This one is the white guitar, and it has some really cool figuring on the back of the neck. You can somewhat see on the front as well, but I've had this Squire for a good number of years, and it's an E9. And the funny thing about these serial numbers is that, you know, it would make me think it's an 89. Those were anywhere from 84 to 1989. But if it's an E series, this could be anywhere from an 84 to 89. I've always called it an 89, but it could be any one of those years. It's really hard and inconsistent about what the date of these made in Japan guitars would be. And this one is an E8, which makes me think maybe it's an 88, maybe it's earlier. I don't know. Somebody put a made in Japan neck on it, which is really cool, but it's a Mexican body. It's a 2000 Mexican body, and this could be an 89 or earlier, who knows, neck. It's a really cool neck, good feel, fat frets. Somebody's modified this. Either they put the fat frets on here and they put these different tuning pegs on. It's seen some changes, so it's a pretty cool guitar. So keep your eye out for these. They're really hard to value. I've seen them anywhere from like $500, $400, all the way up to like $1,300, depending on what you're looking at. I got a sweet deal on this because it's a Squire. I think I got like $200 for it, and then had the frets dressed, which cost a little bit, and then I got the electronics and Lindy Fralin pickups in it, and it's a great guitar. Not a lot in it, but I put it up against a lot of different Strats. You know, this is a partscaster, so you know, don't know what you get what you pay whatever you feel comfortable paying for something like that. And this is the hardest one because it's all original except for the tuning pegs. I don't know where the originals are. I've got some vintage style, Clusian style tuners I can put on it, but that's not what I don't think that's what came on these. I think these are what you'd typically see on the 70s. These are Grover replacements. They're probably better than the originals. It's different. I'm really torn on trying to find the original style and putting them on there, or just leaving it as is. But it's a really cool guitar. I'm going to show you some do's and don'ts on these things to help you out in your if you're looking for a really good, cool older Strat. These made in Japan Strats are fantastic. I just love them, and I think they're a killer deal, especially in comparison to something that you would find from the 80s. It's USA, and there are those of the opinion that the 80s and 90s Japanese Strats are better than the USA Strats of the same era. So for the money, I just go with these, and I'll show you some of the details on these that I think just make them really cool. Aside from just the playability, fit and finish. This one's neck pocket isn't as tight as what you'd expect, but it doesn't bother me tremendously. You'll notice on this one, it has the serial on the neck, near the neck heel, and it's an E8, but somebody scratched off the made in Japan. If you get one of these, don't do that. Just don't do that. that doesn't make it a less valuable guitar. It actually makes it a more valuable guitar, in my opinion, just my opinion. But just, yeah, keep your eye out for that. The E8, if somebody scratched it off, more than likely, it says made in Japan. And this is the Squire by Fender. And of course it says made in Japan here. And then it says E9 for the serial number. Yeah, you can see some of the figuring on the back of this one's neck. Yeah, you can see some of it. It's not easy to get this on camera. If you look here, you can see that the finish on this is really, really thin, which in my opinion is very desirable. And I did some experimenting, relicking with the upside down compressed air, and it did pretty good. Just seeing. I'm never getting rid of this guitar, so who cares? So some of the things about these older made in Japan Strats is, like I was saying, the finish is fairly thin. You can see the chip that I showed the detail here, that it was thinner, and there's a chip down here, there's a chip down here, so it's not just in one place that I can tell that the finish is really thin on this, which in my opinion is desirable, because in the same era, you know, you have like an 1/8 inch thick coating of polyurethane finish on it, and yeah, I'm just not really a fan of that. So yeah, this is a Squire, supposed to be a budget guitar. I think originally it was in a pile of what was going to be 57 reissues, and they decided, oh, we'll just put the cheaper electronics in it and stuff, and it will be a Squire. And I've done some things to it, and I feel like this is a great guitar for the money. Really, really great guitar for the money. See, this one says E9 and made in Japan. You want to look for that. Somebody replaced the string trees or string retainers or whatever you want to call them with these roller string retainers, and it's seen some changes over the years. Somebody's done some things to it. I doubt these are the original. These may be the original tuners. I don't know. I doubt it. I really doubt it. This one has a little ding on the back of it that makes me think that its finish is pretty thin as well. And this one, made in Japan for the Japanese market, as an import, as a budget import, and I think they're every bit as good as the American Strats, the era, if not better. I've already said that, but just saying. I mean, it's fantastic. These are great guitars. Great guitars. Keep your eyes out for them. I don't want to drive the price up. Not like I've got a million people watching these videos, but these are great guitars. Just great guitars.